to what's in your car.
I'm so beyond honored to be sharing my cart with you, my friend.
You're looking very bundled up.
I
Tell,
am.
tell me about this scarf.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. This is Eldon Cashmere, which is a brand from UK. So it obviously got completely cooked after the tariffs, and I've been wanting a scarf
Oh,
from here for ages. And actually, this is okay, David, I have so much to say, and I do think that
mhm.
the stripes in the scarf will become relevant later on. But this was a great find because I've been lusting after this brand for a really long time, and the Real had exactly one in stock because I doubt anyone has ever searched on the Real for Eldon Cashmere. You know what I
Oh,
mean? I feel like sometimes you can get really lucky with brands that like, no one has ever heard of before.
and someone has randomly put it on
Exactly.
there for
Brand new with tags.
wow. Would you say, I feel like you actually are so scarfed up a lot in the winter. I feel like I see you maybe even with like multiple scarves.
It's been many such cases of multiple scarves. Sometimes you gotta have a scarf around the neck, and then also you have to do the hot girl snood. So you need multiple directions.
I'm really into the snood at the moment.
I love the snood.
It's really great. Margaret Howell makes one, and Aiden and I constantly are going back and forth, being like, should I get it today? Should I get the snood today?
I love the snood for an extremely girly reason, which is that I always get nervous that hats, and this is going to come into play with the hat.
Oh,
I always get nervous that hats are going to make my hair greasy. So I love the idea of something that you lay atop your head isn't like
yes.
squishing it. And also I
Yeah.
look like a child because I have a really round face when I'm rocking a hat. So I
There
love the
there do seem to be like two modes
font.
in the wintertime, which is like bundled up child or
Mhm.
sort of bundled up like Soviet situation.
Oh, totally. Like
Um,
Russian soldier rocking the Prada combat boots, kind
yes.
of like military. I see it.
Well, and it's like just depends on the variation of like color. It's sort of like if you're wearing
Mhm.
olive and a black snood, you're Soviet.
Wearing
If you're wearing a pop of color, sort of Gen Z ass squiggly, whatever that color scheme is,
That's
that
your child bundle.
that's inner child. So
Exactly. Well, I was going to ask up top because I was realizing when I was putting together my little links for you that I shop so differently on, I felt kind of shortchanged by the fact that I had to send you things that are available online because
oh,
all my best shopping IRL,
interesting.
and I barely shop scroll the rural every single day, twice a day. But
Yeah.
other than that, I really barely ever shop online. And when I do, it's usually repeat offenders, same pair of shoes twice, or it's like white t-shirts from the same two brands that I know that I just need a million of, or white tank. But I was thinking about because you're so on your eBay game, and I was thinking about why I'm not more into the secondhand online market in a major way. And I think it's because at the end of the day, I like the activity of shopping much more than I like the idea
Mm.
of having an optimal closet. I know that there exists the platonic ideal of everything I want on the internet, but that's not actually what I'm after in the euphoria of being at the store.
Yes, it's an interesting idea to think about. Well, also, I feel like so many, myself included, wormhole of the Instagram, just like targeted algo, it eventually does seem to like beat most people down,
Totally.
where you'll see one thing, it'll be on there for months even, and
Yeah.
then I'll talk to folks on here and they'll just be like, I was just targeted by this, and should I get it or should I not? Something about that. I
But do you
think,
find that you gravitate towards different things in real life than you do on the internet, or are there things you'll never buy on the internet because you need to try them on, or how does that shake out for you?
yeah, it's a good question. I feel like the thing that I do a lot of is I'll shopping. I'll go to a vintage store and I'll see a label that I've never seen before.
Hmm.
And I have like iPhone note that is just fully names of labels I've never heard of.
A German leather brand and like
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Or
Yeah.
some Italian thing, or even just weird outdoor brands that don't exist anymore. And then I'm taking that back to eBay and getting like
You're taking
comprehensive
that back to the office.
to the lab. I've got
You're putting it through the system to
yeah,
the
it's like I'm doing Morgan Freeman in The Dark Knight with like 50,000 screens,
yeah,
but
yeah,
instead I'm looking up just some broke defunct outdoor brand from the 90s, and I have to find every single shirt they've ever made that's available to me. So, look, the IRL shopping experience is obviously the GOAT. But I feel like I do a lot of right now, I feel like I'm doing a lot of IRL recon and then taking it back.
I also do feel like men's sizing is far more standardized than women's is. So like, you
Yeah.
actually can just buy pants online
Yeah.
and be pretty sure they're going to fit you. Or like, I don't know, I feel like Nadim is always just like one of two sizes, whereas I could be, you take your pick anywhere from a 24 to a 42. It's really a gambit.
I think that's true. Also, I will say though, I'm so envious of women when it comes to button up or button down, whatever, button up
Yeah.
shirt. Because I feel like the girls
They're
can
innovating
just
on the
get
form.
any size. It can be so
Uh-huh.
tiny, or you can get like triple XL, and they'll be like, just wear it oversized.
And
And
they all
there's
have
like a
such
limit to
They
that.
all have such different reference. When you're wearing the tiny little button down, it's very early aughts. You're a little bit busting out. I like the little button downs that are really small and they like the sleeves only come to like here, that kind of early aughts thing. And then when you're wearing like huge oversized one, it's still sort of sexy, but in the sort of more masculine, this is my boyfriend's shirt kind of way.
The amount of just sort of like boyfriend, you just being like, it's boyfriend style.
It's my boyfriend's.
Oh, it is so funny to mention that too. When I've worked retail at a number of places, without fail, there will be a style that's called like the boyfriend pant,
Right,
the boyfriend shirt, the
right.
boyfriend socks, the boyfriend just
Now the
any.
boyfriend's socks, they're just too big, or what are we
Yeah,
working
maybe
with?
they're no, I don't know about the boyfriend socks,
They
but
have a hole, they come
yeah,
pre-holed up.
they're 7 years old when you buy them. Isabel, one thing that we ask everyone, I want to pull up a photo that you shared with
Oh,
me.
yeah, this is going to be important. This is not me in high school, if that's where you're going with this.
Well,
But
I was gonna say I did not think it was you in high school. Oh, where is it? Explain what's going on here. Normally we ask people what's the most what piece did they wear the most in high school? I feel like this maybe says more.
oh, so okay, cool. I can do a little switcheroo. So this is
You're
an
giving
important.
Avril
Thank you so much for saying that. I was probably obsessed with her exactly at this time of my life, which is also I do want to talk about. I'm really I'm my thing for my hope and my prayer for 2026 as we move into the new year is
Yeah.
I'm really looking for a return to punk in a lot of different areas, but obviously my roots being in sort of Avril Lavigne land maybe sort of foregrounds that a little bit. So what's happening here is there's a lot happening here, but specifically what I was homing in on is wearing a shirt over a long sleeve t-shirt,
Yes.
something
Okay.
that I forgot as an adult that I could do and that I've been recently really into doing. Especially, I think that the overarching theme when I was
Yeah.
looking up
This is sort of our modern take.
exactly, and look, it's earth tones. They're both in the same color palette. And
Wow.
I had my mom send, I asked my mom for photos this morning of me wearing a short sleeve tee over a long sleeve tee because there are trillions of them. And she happened to send me this one, and I was like, the color story here, the cohesion, it can't be, it's unmatched. So I think I just at some point recently realized that I have free will, and as an adult, as I'm solving the problem of getting dressed in the wintertime, which is a major problem for me that we can get into, I can be both wearing a short sleeve top over a long sleeve top for purposes of keeping the trunk warmer.
The trunk.
But then also, I feel like there's something that happens as you get older and as you work in an office most days, and also in the wintertime when all of these things converge. I think it can get really utilitarian and
Mm.
really convince yourself that the chicest thing you can wear every single day is a pair of trousers and like $400 sweater with a
Yeah.
nice patent loafers because that is comfortable and gets you through. It does what it needs to do. And I think that I really struggle with, and I'm interested in finding more ways to create visual interest and texture, and also like playfulness and whimsy and the inner child. It feels so easy to dress like that for me in the summer because you can get a little playful, you can mix athletic wear, you can be wearing a weird shoe because you have nice tanned legs to go
Yeah.
down into that. Like I just feel like I'm so much more accessing that part of my life where I was sort of carefree in the summer months. And so I'm trying to think about ways that I can do that in the winter.
Yeah.
And this is one of them that the many layers is what I'm hoping to sort of experiment with this winter.
It is kind of interesting because I feel like that meme that's like, oh, can't wait for the weather to get colder so I can really start dressing.
Couldn't be me.
Well, and I'm just like, I feel that for about a month. And then I
Yeah.
basically wear what I'm wearing now, which is just like a navy sweater, same jeans, and then
And you look amazing, to
you
be
get into
clear.
just uniform mode. And then it is I like the idea of sort of breaking free. Also, I wanted to pull up.
Oh, totally.
Wait, this is actually low key fired.
Why does he look like a cute lesbian in that photo?
What am I thought this would yield much quicker results.
Sort of like there's a CBGB t-shirt. I think also the stripes are so that sort of early aughts.
T long sleeve undershirt. Is this gonna bring anything up? No. Whatever. You get the
We'll try
vibe.
again. I do get the vibe. Adam Brody is important style inspiration for me. Adam
I
Brody in
can,
the
I've
only
also been rocking. I played baseball for the McNally Jackson baseball team
cute.
last spring, and we all had these t-shirts,
So cute.
and I was like, "This is fire."
Yeah, really fun. No, I think you're right about it.
Here's now we're done.
There we go. That's gonna be me. Look at his glowing visage. He's
What
so
a
fresh-faced.
what a beautiful young man.
Seriously.
That is funny.
No, I think the winter uniform is a major problem, and I've watched, I've metabolized probably millions of videos of girls how to still dress cute for winter. But the number of layers that I need to be wearing to be baseline surviving the winter, I can't just be out here wearing a sweater and then having a coat sort of jauntily. But like I need to be, sometimes they're like, well, first, of course, you start with a cute tee. And already, I'm gonna stop you right there. We need to be not, we can't be sacrificing the first layer to
What
something without
what
sleeves.
about just like here I am yet again. Here one second, sharing my screen once more. What about just like Scandi style?
Just
Does
like
this appeal to you
embrace
at
the
all?
bulk.
Here, do they have a winter sort of
I need to see some Scandi style is a bit elusive to me as
this also
concept because
this is
I don't really like the brands that I feel like have come out. Like, I'm not a Ganny or a Stout. I don't really like these.
even when you're rocking something like, oh, I'd be cold in this.
Look at her ankles.
Right.
Look at her ankles.
Or like I
No, that's just truly, there is a bulk problem for me. I need to be wearing, I'm
you
not
need
joking. Today I left the house, two heat techs layered on top of each other, and then three sweaters.
this is
And
cold.
a
This
unit
should be freezing.
No, I'm sorry. I just so this is a
Oh,
sort of
funny.
an overarching problem of how to I can't even usually access the under layer of my clothing. Usually I'm working with like three sweaters and then the top sweater has to be the one that I'm like, proud to be wearing. And then the under sweaters are my little secret.
I think that you just have to do
I have to go full New York City Teen Tims. That is my heritage.
whatever. You just have to prep school gangster.
This is gonna come into play a little later with the puffer that I sent.
As a New York Magazine employee, I'm sure
Uh-huh.
are you familiar with this image?
Oh my God.
It's
Wow.
it's iconic. It's like teenagers, this 90s
So sick.
story about prep school kids getting into whatever, like selling drugs and stuff. They cruised the city in chauffeured cars, blasting rap, selling pot to classmates.
Oh, this is I prep school kids need to go back to selling drugs. It's a bit too pre-professional now.
Oh wow. They're too busy doing crypto stuff.
Brace the leisurely.
Would these ever come back for you? With these pants? Would we ever rock these in the summer?
That's maybe a bit too far afield, but it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. Those pants are like
Hey yo.
same shoes. She's like me for real.
This is fire.
No, I think this is what I'm, this is, it's all a piece of what we and I were talking about offline several times over the course of the last couple of weeks. I think we need to stop being obsessed with taste as a form of conservatism. And we need some return to the punk sensibility, I think. We need to be doing nonconformism as a central principle.
Do you
Um,
think we'll ever get back to you're being a sellout?
Bro, this is
Because I think we need
we
to get there.
We need to stop making it okay to be a sellout and a poser. We need to stop the brand deal. I know that everyone has to make a living off of brand deals now. I know that we can't alienate daddy, but I just think that we need to be a little more. It's got to be fuck the man. We have
Yeah.
to. It's no more. It's none of more get the bag. We've got to do a return. We've got to ground ourselves spiritually and fuck the man. And I think we have to do that in culture, in politics. I think I'm not
Like,
getting on my pedestal, but
well, I don't
I,
want to get too far afield right now,
yeah,
but it is like, think about that with like AI and whatever quiet luxury, the flattening out of stuff. I do think that in order to do anything cool, we're gonna have to be on some fuck the man shit. Some bro, really, like you're selling out.
totally. We have to punish people for selling out, for being sellouts again, and for being posers. This feels really central to be moving forward.
Also, aren't your parents pretty silverback Gen Xers? Am I tripping on that? Are they a little bit older?
They're older, they're solidly boomers, but they're both my punk was really important for my dad in Naples when he was growing up. It was a generation removed from World War II, and the kids of he told me this thing once and I always think about it. I might have already told you this actually. He told me that so it was the kids of the fascists and the kids of the partisans who were in the mix when he was growing up. And he told me that you could always tell who the kids of the fascists were because they wore Lacoste clothes. And that the leftists, they were all punk. It was like leather and it was denim from the States. And he was like a new wave. He was all about Bowie and so that feels sort of close in one respect. And then my mom, downtown artist, it's sort of a different thing. She's definitely more a boomer than a Gen Xer, but she's always been wearing her sort of dance pants in a very sick and
Like we're
sort of like
saying,
she's done like pre-athleisure in a really sick way.
I feel like Kate, this is fascist.
This is fascism.
This is so severe.
That's like what the outfit they put you in before they send you to have all your eggs forcibly removed. Oh my
Wait,
God, yeah. It's so scary.
wait, has Ivanka Trump ever wore Kate?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just I don't, like this. Come on, bro. This is not
no.
that far removed from people being like, "Oh my God, Jennifer Lawrence, Quiet Luxury."
No, totally. It's not that far. She just has a cunty bob, and that's what makes all the difference. Whereas Jennifer Lawrence she's giving the more natural look.
Isabel, let's take a look at some of the things you were
Yeah,
interested
let's get
in.
into the
So,
links.
and let's say goodbye to this photo one more time. This is
Goodbye.
well, and then the evolution of this. This is solid.
I think that I'm also like I don't know if you can tell, but this is an off the shoulder top technically. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested in thinking about how I can get some like symmetry into the layering and some different silhouettes. We're gonna experiment. Watch this space.
I
This is
think
gonna be an ongoing project.
I think also what you're talking about, sort of inner child work via the wardrobe,
Hmm.
is feel that with like so many people, where people are just getting back to whatever what they wore when from ages 12 to.
Do you feel like that's happening for you?
I feel like I'm basically getting back to my pretty preppy
Mm. Your room.
high school uniform as a kid.
You had a school uniform. Wow.
I wore khakis and a white collared shirt.
Cute.
Yeah, it was
You are literally in your parents' home, so I imagine the proximity to that uniform is rural as
yeah,
well as sartorial.
I'm literally in it right now. Okay, let's hit the beanie here. So we got
Okay.
a little cafe forgot number.
Yes. I actually liked it. I liked it in the gray. So that's if you just want to pop, I might have to click on the photo.
Oh, here we go.
I do realize that this is sold out.
That's a classic what's in your
Oh,
cart fire sale
I
production
know.
to have it be sold out, but it's
Yeah,
okay. We're using this as a vehicle to learn.
exactly.
I love this.
Can I tell you can I get into it? As I mentioned, I am cold. And also, I hate hats. And they make me feel hats make me feel like I'm accessing my inner child a little too much because I'm like being baby face. I always lack confidence in a hat. And so my intellectual process here was, what if I find a hat that is itself so confident and itself
Oh.
so loudly announcing itself that I have no choice but to square up by dint of putting it on my head about this
I
philosophy.
no, I think it's a solid way of thinking about it. Well, so you were mentioning hair. What's your, some people are so, I wear a lot of hats, and now that I have sort of shorter hair, fucking up my hair so bad when I wear a hat.
Right.
Where in the
Right.
past it would just sort of flop into the long hair.
Right.
Are you,
It's
does it mess with your hair? What's your
it's
relationship to hair?
yes, no, thank you for asking. The relationship is that as soon as I wash my hair, the clock starts, it looks its nicest day of, and then the clock
Oh.
starts on it starting to get greasy because it's very thick and wavy. And you really, it wouldn't be, I can't wash my wool hats as often as I would need to wear them. And so I have this fear that they're just containing all the oils within them. And then I'm going to put them on and then they're
Just
going
this
to
what
immediately make my hair dirty.
just this wet, buttery
Just
hat.
a greasy little hat. Just a glow.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
Oh my God.
But I'm
Like,
also imagining you in
why is this so religious? Why does it look like she's Amish or something? Is
yeah, it
there
is a handmade situation. But I'm sort of imagining you putting all your hair up. It's congealing and greasing
That's
in
exactly
in Anne Hathaway's bucket hat.
that's certainly how it feels. A bucket, more like bucket of grease. So this was sort of I really thought this was very beautiful and very fun. And I sort of thought that if I wore it, people would like it so much that I would be actually excited to put it on rather than the way that I usually feel, which is a sense of dread and sort of a pit in my stomach,
I
you
would also
know,
say this is sort of a classic Cafe Forgot number in
right?
that it looks kind of
Like a child made it.
yeah, like it was made in art class, and that I quite like that.
It looks sort of like an emaciated 14-year-old girl who's about to go meet her much older boyfriend.
And she's like, "Oh, I like knit this, and then
Yeah, exactly.
I stole
Telling
some
them,
art supplies and
yeah,
then turned them on there, and
telling them
I have low iron and a 16-year-old
this
boyfriend.
is so low iron.
Let's keep it popping, but I love
Moving.
it.
Cool.
So,
So we
oh,
kind of
stripes we
covered
were talking about.
this.
Yes.
We covered this, but this was so we jumped the gun on this, but this is what I'm imagining layering. And I'm actually hoping to, this is sort of a prototype. I'm hoping to find the secondhand version of this because I think it cannot be that difficult to find. But I was describing to Nadeem that I want to be wearing specifically stripes as the underlayer of the layering situation. And he
Mm,
was like, we were in Brittany last summer, and he was like, oh, that in every store in Brittany there were those striped shirts. We should have gotten you those. And I was like, no, no, it's
yeah.
not jaunty nautical stripes. It's like emo earthy, a little punky stripes. I want to be, David, I'm this close to getting back into arm warmers. Stripe arm warmers with the thumb hole
Speaking of iron,
cut out.
you should get your iron checked
No,
if you're this cold all the time.
there's definitely an underlying medical issue for sure. I have some leads. We're working on it. But I think this is the sort of return to punk, the sort of the emo color scheme that I'm looking for, the really paper thin layering object.
What is Charlie Beads?
It's just another sort of cute e-commerce DTC brand. They all have the same font, and they all have 10 to 30 products. I could probably make you a list of like 14,000 of this exact. Geel is one of them. And this is interesting because these are Demo Mode is another one. They're sort of Instagram-y brands. So it is exactly what you were saying, where these brands really trick you into thinking that you've discovered something because they pop up on your Instagram and they only have 9 things on the website. But in fact,
Wait,
no, it's extremely Brandy Melville core.
but wait.
You're looking for the long sleeve. There we go. This will ultimately probably be my
First of all,
ultimate.
I also feel like I'm like, being a grown man on brandymelville.usa. I
It's
feel
like
like I should
child
be in the
porn.
fucking Epstein files right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you should
I'm a
be.
normal person.
You should be like an age limit.
But this is a little too nautical. What you were saying.
It is a little too nautical. That first really on the first page there was a really throwback hoodie version that is a little bit too much for me, but
Also, are you familiar with Liana Sadenstein? She made a shirt.
yes, the Clio, of course, I know the Clio top, David.
What do you think of that?
I think it's fab. I think it's adorable.
This is in that mode.
Totally,
This is
totally.
her in it, yeah.
The blue color that everyone is wearing, I do suspect it might go. Sometimes when I wear colors like that, blue or a pink, it can go a little Barbie for me with my hair color.
Hmm.
but I do think it's very cute. And you better believe that I'm gonna go ahead and say about approximately 40% of the gals at New York Magazine are rocking that
The
t-shirt.
the Clio top is huge at New York Magazine Inc.
It's big for the girls.
It looks good. I'm into it. Isabel, we're coming up on my time limit, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
send you another link. I'll
Wait, can I go pee in the meantime also?
perfect. This is your bathroom break.
Thank you. See you soon.
Yeah. Where were we, dog?
All right,
Were we on
get
the
down to business.
yeah, down to very oh, so we're back on you being cold as hell.
Okay, so I'm cold still, but the reason why I wanted to put this otherwise sort of unremarkable item, bring this to your desk, is because I wanted to ask you. So I have some amount of clothing that I wear when I'm like generally going to be seen by other people in the real way. And that's where I would say my puffer jackets live. And then if I'm like going to dinner or going to a thing or even going to work, if I'm going to be sort of perceived, I am going to be wearing one of my nicer coats or a more
Mm-hmm.
fun one. The question is there a world in which I, Isabel, find a cool puffer that I like wearing as part of the outfit, or is the puffer resigned only to off-duty looks? And do you have clothes that you only wear when you're running errands, or, for example, in Indiana?
I have this, I run into this every Christmas, frankly, which is I know that I will be going to Mass on Christmas Eve.
Hmm.
And for some reason, I cannot convince myself to wear a puffer coat. That just
Hmm.
feels like
Disrespectful.
it just
Hmm.
doesn't feel formal enough.
Right.
So basically, every year, do I wear my puffer coat to Indiana, or do I just wear a big, whatever, like long, nice coat, like a wool coat home? And also, I'm sort of like, I got this long coat. I'm sitting on a plane. That
I
feels
know.
weird. But I basically always take the long coat with me and leave the puffer at home. This is
I
all to say, I actually think you can't wear the puffer to the opera or whatever. It just you there one yeah, you just gotta either like, have utility or be dressed
beauty.
up. And I do find that it has a lot to do with pants, where I feel
Hmm.
basically the puffer I can wear with jeans whenever. But the moment I'm putting on khakis or
Or imagine even a skirt,
skirt, although I was thinking that maybe it could be kind of cool to wear a puffer with a skirt. Because it's
like
like
this cropped one.
because you're sort of wait, oh, mannequin is wearing a skirt, no?
Oh, maybe. I think I just, well, I guess if you're wearing a long skirt, I think I have a bit of a bias against short jacket over skirt or dress.
Now I'm back on Scandi shit. Is there?
You're obsessed with Scandi. It's because you're in Indiana.
Well, I also think Scandi is okay. What do we think?
I actually think you are right that puffer with the skirt is extremely Scandi. It's not, I don't really like the,
I also think Scandi is just I don't know enough about
no, I don't know what that
differentiating
means.
women's
No.
aesthetic that I'm just like when I just see someone who's like I don't know, Scandi is just like a huge catch-all, I think, for
I
guys.
feel like Scandi's just like, what if you're tall? What if a woman was tall?
What if a woman was tall and like, blonde and had a baby and a creative job? Or
Uh,
not?
So the Tory Burch
Yeah.
down jacket is just more of a cipher. This one, it's filled with down and feather. And mine are just so old, but I can't really decide if I should lean into them being really old and busted and just be like, that's when I wear them anyway. And if I'm gonna be seen by anyone, I'll just wear my nice jacket anyway. Or is there a world in which I do tap into my birthright as a New York City teen and I go puffer jacket as fashion statement? And could I find a puffer jacket like this one that I would actually enjoy wearing and would not feel sort of like a conciliatory act?
Do you like the Super Puff? The Aritzia?
I think you know how I feel about this super puff. I think you know how I feel about
What's
Aritzia.com.
wait, I kind of want to see Puffer. Down for women.
Do you have any items of clothing that you thought were going to be super utilitarian, super just functional, and then you actually ended up wearing them for fun to experience joy?
Yes. I had this. Who made it? Let me see if I can pull it up. What was it called? Oh, add some puffer electric. I had this. I still have it, but I don't wear it that often. The
Uh-huh.
electric periwinkle add some. I thought when I got it, I was like, this is gonna be just extremely utilitarian. But because it came in this kind of cool color,
Yeah.
I did
Yeah, I don't, that's a really unusual color. I feel like you don't really see a lot of stuff in that.
I did just freak it out. And
Looks
it
really
was
nice with the hat too. With the
yeah, it was great. I still wear it from time to time. And even I would wear it. Oh my God, wait, I literally have these shoes. I'm wearing these shoes like today.
Did you hurt?
Oh, well, I kind of looked because it's like periwinkle,
Uh-huh.
electric periwinkle. I
Uh-huh.
thought to myself, like, oh,
MGMT's lesser known single.
I thought like, oh, this is I can't wear this with that much stuff, but I would wear it with things that did just clash pretty hard.
I feel like
And I
those
kind of
items that you have because you bought them for a really transactional reason that then graduate to being something that makes you feel cool and nice,
yeah.
those have even more, those take on even more special quality than the things that you buy because you only wear them on the nice occasions. Or they feel sort of like meritocratic or
Even oh, here we are back at this. Even the oh, whatever. I want to get back to the puffer while we talk about it.
uh-huh.
The thing about it is whatever. I can't, whatever. The
Remember.
thing about oh, I was gonna say, I actually think that a good place to go to in this regard is to the secondhand market online. But it does feel there's something rowdy feeling about getting a puffer. But the classic thing that I do when I'm back home in Indiana is I'm like shopping my dad's closet. And it is fun to find an Old Navy puffer that's 20 years old. And it's a little crusty and
Oh
gnarly
my
at
God,
times.
totally.
But it does the trick. And because it's like 10 degrees retro in the other direction, it's imbued with something.
Well,
Where
and it's imbued only with your dad's funk and not a stranger's funk, crucially. So that's no, but I think you're right. And I think there's something like when if buying something like a puffer or I don't know, even like graphic tee or those are all things that you're buying that are meant to give someone else the impression that you've always had them forever and that you
yeah,
did just buy them out of utilitarianism and to buy them for fashion is a bit cringe, even though it has to be done. We all do have to sometimes buy something that looks like it was made in 1990 when in fact it was made 9 minutes ago.
I
But
wa- I'm wondering if there's like cool polo sport.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
Some of this stuff, like this would look tight.
But this is a bit this is a bit too streetwear for me. I don't really ever do streetwear. Now we're shopping for you. That would look amazing.
Oh, hey, what if you fair enough. Fair
No,
enough.
but Callie, I know that Callie owns that yellow one in the corner. For,
Oh, well,
right?
yes, she does own something very
For
similar.
sure. That
That
is
is
really cute.
funny.
I actually do like the yellow and I like that shape. That's pretty cute. That might be a contender. Not bad.
That is funny though. Me just being like, "Oh, Isabel, how about you get yeah? Can
Have
I
you ever heard of
can I
polo?
yeah, can I
Old
interest you
polo.
in some Eddie Bauer shirts? Oh, I think this would be great for you."
Oh my God, Eddie Bauer. So this is also a bit of a return to punk, maybe. I mean, I don't know if Eddie Bauer is punk, but flannel, a bit grunge. We're going more in the grunge direction of flannels, maybe.
Who Yeah, I feel like there are so many amazing flannel opportunities to be had. Or
Oh,
in general, I just feel like flannel is coming back. I was listening to one of the Throwing Fits guys, and he was just saying, I don't know what the hell I'm wearing these days. I don't know what I like. He's just like, so I'm just going back to wearing flannels.
a
And
return. I think
maybe that could be a signal for our don't be a sellout
totally.
vibe.
I know. I think we're sort of orbiting around what if actually we dressed in a way that, what if we dressed like we were 17 or, what have you? Or even in my case, maybe given that photo 11.
Have you
Uh,
ever seen this? I'll see if I can find it. God, I'm like not pulling up what I need. There's this iconic photo of a Bill Cunningham style where he took a photo of just like, people wearing flannel in 1990 and the ways in which they're all wearing the same shirt, but it is different from different brands. It looks very cool. I'll see if I can
Yeah,
find
I
it.
would love to
I'm
see
gonna
that.
I'm gonna insert. All right, let's move on a little bit though.
Yes. So these are I sent the two boots as they're meant to be understood as antithetical to one another. They're in conflict. They're antagonists because this is sort of to get back to I'm actually kind of sad that these sold. They were if these hadn't sold, I was going to propose the first ever live
Oh.
purchase on what's in your cart in real time because I need a new pair of tall black boots. I have some from Prada that I wear from Prada via the real rail,
Yeah,
obviously, that I wear every single day. I'm going to wear them to dinner in about 35 minutes.
fantastic.
And I was looking at my options and I was really toggling back and forth between these sleek, professional, clean girl Tory Burch, the square-toed ones.
These are these.
Yes, which I and the a little freakier, a little grungier Prada ones. And I
Mm.
felt like it was a two roads diverge in front of
It,
me
it would.
moment. Which kind of tall riding boots woman am I going to be? I wondered if you wanted to weigh in or if you feel like sometimes when you're shopping for something specific to replace something, if you
Yeah.
ever feel like do you always tend to go for the thing that feels more polished because now we're adults? I feel like I now have a
Mm.
bias towards like more polished look, but what I want to do is make sure that I'm not foreclosing on the whimsy and the freakiness.
This is maybe a bit long-winded, but I just did this with Doc Marten Chelsea boots. Where are they? Oh,
Mm,
right here. I got these recently, and I've had these in this exact same shoe before, but I was being very in my head about the yellow stitching, being on the exact same thing that you were talking about, which is like, oh, shouldn't I get something more grown up? The yellow stitching signals teenager to me,
you
youth. And then, so they had them in black stitching, and I went to the store, but they didn't have them in stock. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna I liked these a lot when I got them 6 years ago.
there's a reason you liked them.
So I just doubled down on it. So if the Prada, I can understand wanting to get almost a carbon copy of
Yeah,
what you currently had. Having said that, these are sold, so considering that, but
R.I.P.
I actually just like these more.
You
Are
like them
these more
more?
is this am I having a male distortion right now? Am I
No, I
seeing
don't think
these
so.
and I'm just like,
They're
ooh,
beautiful.
preppy girl, this is the more
Well,
feminine looking one. And
no, I think
actually this because of like soul here, I'm being like girly. Do you know what I
and the
mean?
kind of exaggerated bigger foot with the really slim ankle, so it makes your feet look a little weird and
Yeah.
they're inelegant, or at least compared to the other ones. I think you're drilling down exactly. There is something, and I think actually this gets back to, as evidenced by that photo, when I was younger, I was like, I mean, I was a jock, not to brag.
Oh,
And I was also the same size as my little brother for most of my childhood. So I was just wearing his clothes constantly. And I do think that there's something I sometimes conflate getting older and looking polished with more traditional femininity.
mm.
And I think that what you said is exactly right. There is something like, obviously, there's a lot of baggage in prep around gender roles and conservatism, stuff like that. I'm sure someone has written a great many people have written about. But so I think there is something here where there's something about turning towards or turning away from a version of when I say like which riding boots woman do I want to be, I really mean which woman do I want to be?
Well, it might just be interesting to give these a shot. If you're
It's low stakes, they're 140.
that is quite nice. That's a good
Yeah,
price. And well, and I was also just thinking like, these appear to be a rubber sole,
hit their ass.
which is fine. But it is like, look, no one's doing any riding in either of these boots, but there's something about
Yourself.
rubber. There's something about the rubber sole that evokes a utility that I guess if you're like on the pavement, that's
Uh-huh.
one thing. While these, honestly, I just like the heel on these
Yeah,
more.
they're really nice from the back, actually. Also, when you just hit that fourth photo, I really like how weirdly low profile they are.
I kind of prefer these, but again, that could be just a guy, a male distortion to be like, oh, pretty. These are the feminine ones.
No, I appreciate it. And I think you might have just sold me on them.
Wow.
The square toe is hot. I really love the square toe.
Yeah, square toe is cool.
Yeah, they're
These
cool.
are great. I even kind
Okay.
of like I like this too, this detail as well that they're not exactly
Yeah.
even up top. Like
And
they're
the weird
not.
like little inner seam. I'm doing this on my screen as if you can see
Yeah.
the weird little inner seam around the foot. Yeah, it's cool.
They're like weird. They're sort of avant-garde design choices that I think
Yeah.
make it kind of interesting.
Sent you so many more links and I feel like we're running out of time. So if you want to skip,
Here,
I would
let's
say
see what else we got.
these are just literally things that I do think that I will buy. But in
This
terms
shirt
of
here. Yeah, this is cool. Hey,
it's
look,
real.
you can wait, are these sleeves part of it?
Yeah, they are. Aren't
But
that?
this is good. This would also be good sort of mid-layer, layering stitch.
Yes, definitely. And I think just finding a way to feel festive in layer, like in something long sleeve is something that I have to be leading into. The thing,
What the hell
if we're
is
running out of,
garbage core? I
it's
just
like I think it's Italian actually. I just love my Moon. I've consistently loved their selection of stuff. And I think every Black Friday for the last 2 years, 3 years, I've ended up buying something from them.
oh, I like this stuff. This is kind of an
Yeah.
interesting bag.
It's way too big. But I carry SC103 and brands that I really like. And I
Nice.
think that they're kind of a little bit now that M&Z is closing up shop in piece. I think they might be sort of picking up the mantle a bit
Mhm.
with up and coming designers. But the thing that if we have not a lot of time left, the thing that I would love to talk to you about, I guess it is more shoes, but is the end
This guy
one?
here.
No, the second to last.
Oh wait, what was here,
No.
let me pull this up because it's like bonus. Let me see if this will yield anything.
Because this is another, I just really need your advice on this matter. So I would like to,
What are they? These?
yes.
These are awesome.
So I have them,
Oh,
but they're too small. And
what
now they're all sold out.
what the hell is this?
I have them literally in my clutches. They're in my eyesight. I can
And
see. They're too small. I bought a 7.5, and I was warned by a brilliant, lovely, sweetheart colleague of mine. I was warned by him that they might be a size too small. So I made sure I did the half size up. And they're still too small. And now they're sold out. And the only place I can buy them is this place end, which is fine, but they're $40 more expensive. So
where? Oh my God. I sent
did
oh
you
this
post
is
about these?
no, but I posted about a really similar Finnish shoe brand,
I
man.
came to these because there was a pair of Merrells that I really wanted that were also completely out of stock. So these are actually my second attempt at a weird sort of orthopedic Japanese looking.
These are the ones I put this in some fire sale, but I can't remember them. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find
Take your time.
what I'm looking for here. Da, 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 da.
These are cute.
These were the ones that I really liked. These are them
Oh my God, I
in
love
plum.
those.
Then the other color was the one that made me be like, these are almost exactly the
Yes,
same.
those are
They're just in
cool.
a really nice leather. I love this look.
Me
Like
too.
these, what were we looking at just here? They're sort of like suede-ish.
They're really beautiful. I have them. I can literally, well,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm well covered in apropos of our earlier conversation, the viewers can't see this, but I currently have heating pad and Pendleton wool
What is
pullover.
that? Do you have heating?
I could have more. I definitely could have more.
So funny.
Anyway, so I won't go get them, but they're the ones that I have the New Balances are almost a pony hair. They're so beautiful. Suede is so
Wow.
pretty. And they look adorable on, and I
Oh,
think
and they're sort of
a little toggle. I don't know if you can get like top view of them, but they've got a cute little toggle. And more than anything, I just haven't seen
wow.
a shoe for girls. I guess this isn't for girls. I guess they would be for girls if a girl was wearing them like me. But I just feel like no one's really picking up on these yet, which makes me extra excited. The question that I have for you, and I'm curious if you have experiences like this ever, is so now I'm in a position where I can't just exchange them for my right size.
Mm,
If I want them, I have to buy them from this other place for
mm.
$40 more than I paid for them. Are they cool enough that I do it, or do I just take this as a sign from the universe to let them go? And have you had any similar experiences as of late?
No. I okay. I have. had it on the opposite side of things where Michaela got me these really nice shoes from APC that are probably half a size too big. And
Hmm.
it was final sale. It was APC surplus store, which is all final sale. And I was like, oh, are these too big? What am I gonna do about all this? And I ended up just like, getting an insert that has made
Uh-huh.
them the right size for me. Okay, obviously you can't do that because you're like
I
too
could do some a little foot binding, maybe.
exactly. Just some foot binding. Dude, I think these are really
I
cool.
like them so much.
They're really cool. Why don't look, it's not my money. How much did you
Yeah.
pay for them?
I paid 150 and now they would be 190. But I don't even, they might even be 190, but not even. So now we're in the 200.
Wait, what size are they?
I bought a 5.5, which I think is a woman's 7.5. I need like a 6.5.
I was gonna say if they were my size, I'd be like, I'll take your hands off them.
Yeah.
Take,
No.
dude, I don't know. I think get them. I think maybe try to
Okay,
sell.
I will.
Well, I also wonder, are they on StockX? Let's see if
I
they.
just like the fact that they're sold out. I bought them. This was also, it felt like such
Oh,
serendipity.
dude, you could put these on StockX. I don't know if
Never
you would.
used this before. If you teach me how to do this, I will do it.
You could put them on StockX and then
Okay.
make the money back, or
Okay.
at least make some of it back, so that
I
when
mean,
you.
I can return them to the store. Like I put in a return, so I can bring them to the New Balance store tomorrow.
Oh,
It's more just that I had them in my clutches. They sold out within minutes when they
and you
dropped.
paid.
I paid 150.
I was about to say, I wonder if the lowest ask on these is oh
Yeah.
buy whatever. Sorry, just this is too East guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm like,
hey, if
this is
you're
like
using this,
this
yeah,
is a
no.
mystery to me.
I feel like you should return them and
And then get
pay a
them
little
in my
extra.
size. They're really cool. And
Do you think that
imagine
if
in
you
the warmer months.
oh
Cute.
if you had paid if you had seen them for 190 original price, I feel like you would have gotten them.
You might be right.
So it's like if you just
I
return them and
I
you're
think that part of the psychology, let me see if I can find these Merrills, is that there was this pair of Merrills that I really wanted that also are totally sold out everywhere. So I think these already felt like a consolation or something. So I
yeah,
was like, am I really gonna, oh my God, they don't even have I'll send you a screen grab.
text it to me.
So maybe I'm putting in an email. Maybe that's part of my hesitancy is that I'm like, I thought that actually I wanted the other thing, but maybe I wanted this thing all along. You know what I mean?
Let's see it. You're sending it to my email?
Oh, yeah, I'm just on my work email. That's what's going on.
Oh, damn, bro. I have so many tabs open. We went sicko mode.
We didn't, and I sent you like five more links than we even ended up talking about.
We'll do a part two.
I know. I'm like, can we do this every week? I like this is like better than therapy.
I should start having people pay me to have them on.
I know, and I say that as someone who doesn't do therapy, so this is as good as it gets for me.
Wait, where did you send it? Did you send it to my email?
I think I
Ah,
sent it to your
here it
email.
is. Yo, whoa, wait.
Aren't they weird?
Yeah, these are cool too.
I know, I like them so much, but they're totally sold out everywhere.
Damn.
Cool.
I'll have to add you to. I have a group text with some former puck people where it's just like weird shoes where we just send
Love.
basically this kind of shit. Just
Get
like
me.
the most Vibram sole wrapped around of three quarters of the shoe.
Totally. Well, not to keep on going because I know we have to jump off, but I do feel like these are a shoe. One thing that I've definitely left behind in adulthood is it's been a really long time since I've wanted to wear a sneaker. And I'm sort of curious about what the sneaker is that will get me excited about wearing a sneaker again. And I feel like these are obviously not sneakers, but they give you that hit of functionality and sportiness and comfort and sort of a little gorpy.
Did you
And
ever have just these goofy ass? I had these. These are total loser shoes when you're like grade school, but
the normal Merrells or a Keen, even if you can imagine.
bro.
Are you wearing them right now? Yeah. But those are cool. Really orthopedic, cloggy ones.
I think this is really something to explore because
Okay.
especially and we can wrap it up on shoes because we got to jump, but
Yeah.
it's like we had the even further back than like Sambas and the Asuka Tigers and then even what were those shoes? The Fila Enforcer or whatever. Those were like That was
And then there's some of the Stan Smiths and like
Stan Smith's Comet
20.
Projects. It does feel like this is the next set of shoes. These approach shoes, they kind of look like they're bouldering shoes, but flat.
Mm,
I don't think I'm breaking any news by saying that these are sneakers that are making people say sneakers are for them again.
or just something that's so obviously a Samba, a Converse, whatever. Those are like so iconic and they're also so mass produced. And
Yeah.
it's like, what if the next sneaker is just making sure that your sneaker looks weirder than everyone else's sneaker? Less massively available.
There are so many great options in this regard that are also the
We're in a golden
prices.
age of the weird sneaker.
We are in a golden age, and it's also the prices are pretty good too. I think thinking back to like last big sneaker boom or whatever, which is like this probably didn't affect you so much, but just like Yeezys and stuff.
Hmm.
You were paying out the gourd for like 400, 350, 400, $500 for the hype sneaker that were kind of weird. I feel like I'm constantly going back to the Balenciaga Triple S as just a fundamental reshifting of how people felt about sneakers. And the price, whatever, those Merrills that you just showed me, fucking on sale at Essence for 43 bucks. Everything is
Yeah,
under 200. And
I
I
know.
think that now we're starting to see whatever fundamental loafers sort of cresting these easy sneaker era waves. Like, economics is just pointing people back to
Totally. Well, I also
sneakers.
think that's why vintage Gap is so exciting to everyone because it's like that shit cost $30 on Poshmark. It's from 15 years ago, so it's in great condition. There's sort of a obviously like, teenagers can buy a pair of Sambas if they save up a little bit of babysitting money, right? And they can buy something that makes them feel cool and part of culture. And then if you're a little bit older and you're a little bit more into clothes, then there's a tier of vintage Gap, the old J. Crew. There's this second tier that is still similarly accessible by price point and accessible because were mass produced. They made so many of the J. Crew sweaters. They made so many Gap sweaters. They made so many
Yeah.
things that just made it over the hump of mass production.
Well, and same with you're starting to see this with just another example to add to the list is with Levi's 505s, where
Oh my
like the
God.
501 has been so
And a
at this
501
point,
does not work for me, babe. It does
yeah.
not. I'm a 505 girl.
But the 505 is very available. It's at prices that 501s were at 5 years
Right,
ago.
right.
If you go to the Front General Store in Dumbo, there's 501s and they're
And you know
all
what? I
like
try not to because I'm tempted
expensive.
to spend $300 on shitty pilled Ralph purple sweater. And sometimes I
Yeah.
do have no choice but to do that and pull the trigger. But yes, that's it's a mecca for
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
And it's like, or you could get a 505 on eBay for like $80, or you can really make it work. Well, Isabel, this was
Well,
so fun. I love literally just ringing up my friends right now and
it's
talking about
so
clothes. We
fun.
could go for
We could go
hours and
for
hours.
hours. We'll do it
Yeah.
again.
Have a wonderful
IRL.
holiday.
Give a kiss to Mickey for me.
And these facts aren't going to check themselves.
Yeah,
Someone's got to do it.
gotta check the facts. It won't be me for the next week to week and a half, but then it will
That's
be back on the grind set.
that's incredible. You check the facts under the
Yep.
tree, check the facts in your stocking.
Yep.
That's where the facts will be in those places. So
Yes, the facts will be coming down the chimney.
it's so
All
good.
right.